Oh, one thing too, there will be a reversal USB AB that I forgot to show. That is this plug over here. When you do connect it to the power plug towards your PCB motherboard, you don't be afraid to unscrew this and flip the USB to the opposite direction so you could actually get the power plug to work. But yeah, if you guys have any questions, remember to like, comment, and subscribe, and I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Peace. So these are going to be the buttons that I've received, or that I bought actually, and I got myself 3 different types of colors: blue, kind of like a dark blue, and silver, and a red button scheme to kind of match my hitbox design. You guys are going to be looking at that a little bit later, and I hope you guys like it because it actually looks pretty good with what I got. And as you guys can see, it's paid a little bit more for these buttons because I just like the way it looked. It just looks pretty good. But let's go ahead and go off to the next part. Alright, so let's go ahead and go over everything that you will need to build your hitbox set with all the parts. The first item will be a 10-foot AB USB plug that will be needed to connect to your hitbox to your console. Next will be a 7-inch AB plug to connect to your motherboard. You will need a USB reversible gender, and then you will need you would need some PCB feet to hold down your motherboard so it doesn't move around. Then you will need your 20-pin joystick / button harness, along with your 4-pin L3 R3 touchpad button harness, and you will need your 5-pin to hitbox conversion harness, along with a rubber gasket for the USB reversal, and you will need a PCB motherboard. Let's go ahead and get to the project. Alright, so I was assembling my PCB board. I did not use the feet that came with my assembly kit. I believe my case came with some screws and some bolts, so I could tighten my PCB board tightly. I did not use any tools to tighten the bolts itself. I just did the bolts by hands because there was 2 bolts for each screw, so I was just assuming, you know, that will be just tight enough. Only time when I actually used any tools was on the screw itself, so that was just at the end of it. I only tightened it just a little bit. Didn't want to, like I said, crack or break the motherboard. And we could go ahead and move on to the next part, which will be assembling the buttons. Okay, so now for the button installation part. Alright, so I've got myself 8 red buttons, 4 blue buttons, and 4 silver buttons. You guys will see at the end of this button installation why I got those colors. But as for the button size, I don't know about joystick, but for hitbox you will need 15 24mm buttons, and then you will need one 30mm button. That 30mm button will be the bottom button of your directional pad, and that will be your up button. And when you install these buttons, don't try to just push them in. You want to kind of try to put them in evenly, because you don't want to, like, you know, crack your case and then you'll be pissed off at it because, you know, you force the buttons to go in. But if not, it should go in pretty easily. You might have a little struggle here and there, but yeah, there's my case. And let's go ahead and go to the next one. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and show you guys the buttons color for the kicks. So this orange will be kick 1, yellow will be kick 2, green will be kick 3, and then black will be kick 4. And then you guys can go ahead and connect the grounds to the other prongs, and then you go on from there. Alright, so quick, fast, and easy. I'm going to go ahead and go over the punch. You guys cannot see the first wire though, but it is a blue wire. It is P1, orange is P2, gray is P3, and P4 is a purple wire. And we're going to go ahead and go on to the next one. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and go over the directional pad, which is your 5-pin hitbox conversion. So I'm going to try to go ahead and show the colors to you guys, but the first one will be yellow for left, and then your down button will be the red, and then for your right button will be a turquoise green, and then for your up button will be like a peach color. And that 5-pin conversion hitbox will connect to your 20-pin set, as you guys can see. Alright, so I'm going to be pointing at the colors of these wires because it's getting a little bit cramped. So for that button there is going to be your PSN button. It's going to be a white button, not white button, a white wire. And then the button right next to it will be your start button. That will be gray if you're playing on the PlayStation. Like it's really getting cramped. And the button in the back will be your option button, or I guess you could say your share button if you're playing on PlayStation, and the color of that will be red. Those are the last 3 wires connected to your 20-pin harness. Those harness are the same buttons that you connect your punch and kicks to. I just had to connect them last because I wanted to make sure I had enough room to put in my directional pads. Alright, so for the last wires that you need, it is the 4-pin L3R3 touchpad. The L3R3 I do not need. I just tied them up together, put a zip tie to it. And for the last button, the touchpad button is the red wire. As you guys can see, we'll go ahead and run a test as soon as I'm done assembling everything. But then that 4-pin harness will go to that white slot on the motherboard. Is in the middle. It is not the pin does not go to the left or to the right. It goes into the middle, as you guys can see right there. Okay. Now let me see. Make sure. Now this is the start button. Start button, and then PlayStation button. Yup, PlayStation button. And then what we got here? Back out. Yep, this is the option button. And then this is the reset button. This is the touchpad. To make sure that is touchpad though, let's go ahead and go down to setting. Let's go down to reset position. Yep, this is touchpad. You go ahead and back out. Oops, hold up. Before we back out. Back out. So these 4 buttons: punch, medium, blast, heavy, reset. Now these 4 here is what? L1, L2, super dash, and dragon rush. What buttons are those anyways? Alright, that is it for the video. I hope you guys like this video. Timestamps will be down in the description for certain parts of the wiring, and I'll put in links in the description for the items, for where I got the items at too. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Peace.